Well, To Kill a Mockingbird has come to the Rochester Civic Theater. Last night was opening night, and we have cast members here to tell us all about it. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yes, wonderful. So how did opening night go?
I thought it went really well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very successful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
we had great feedback for it. So.
Wonderful. Such an, I want to use the word iconic. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if that's the right word, but it's such an important play. One that we've all read the story in school. You know,
Yeah.
we've heard it at some point. What is it like to take this on?
Yeah, that's we've been talking about that. How iconic. That's the word we've been using too.
Yeah.
How iconic this is. We sort of feel like we're everybody's American lit freshman class come
Yes,
to life.
come to life, exactly.
And I think it adds a little bit of weight to this. When I was talking to Robin, it feels like there's a sort of an honor, but kind of more of a responsibility than I've ever felt in a show before.
Yeah, responsibility is a really good word for that. Yeah, it is. It's an important piece. Yeah. So what has that been like to take on that role, that responsibility? Have you been able to?
I think it's very different than playing a role in other plays because you can usually take a role and make it your own.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important for this story that we get all of the right relationships, and right from the bat, you kind of build those bonds that you want to show on stage.
So
because that's such an important part of the story is the different relations throughout the town.
Yeah. And people are expecting to see that, you know, they're
Correct.
kind of not really wanting to see necessarily an interpretation of it.
Yeah, I intentionally did not watch the movie because I did not want to do a Gregory and Peck impression when I was
That's
playing
a good
Atticus.
idea.
So
Yeah.
I may have seen it a really long time ago, but you do kind of want to make it your own. You want to bring
Right.
your own thing to it, but you're right. There's certain limitations
It's
there.
difficult. Yeah, it is difficult to do that. So what's the rehearsal been like? How long have you guys been in rehearsal?
5 weeks, 5.5 weeks or so. We had read-throughs a few months ago and gave I'm actually the director, so I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not in the cast.
That's what we're looking at him. When you ask him about rehearsals,
You're
we're
looking
like,
at me.
take it away, man.
Cast and director. All right, thank you.
So we had a read-through. They had some time with the scripts for memorization, so that by the time we started rehearsal, they were already familiar with the parts, and could basically just hit the ground running.
Yeah, neat. And so good turnout last night?
Yeah.
Sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you want to get your tickets soon. I see we have the information on the screen right
Yeah.
now. It's through April 20th. You're going to want to get those tickets, rochestercivictheater.org. You know, I think of, like, I grew up in the 90s. Think of, there's been times where it's been taken out of schools, been times where it's brought back into schools. What's your feeling on how this play has held up, you know, in the current times?
Yeah, there's a lot happening today that mirrors what happens in the show, what was happening in the '60s when it was written. It's sort of timeless in that there's always been injustice, right? There's always been injustice, no matter what people group you're talking about around the world, what culture, time frame, and so there's a lot of themes that resonate with what's going on today.
I think sometimes I look and I go, oh, we've come so far, but then at the same time you look and go, we're still fighting the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, do you feel that as a director, as cast?
Well, like Kyle said, it's timeless.
Yeah.
So I think of everything from a social standpoint, a populist standpoint, as being on a pendulum.
Yeah.
Right? So even if there's progress, it's on a pendulum, so it swings. And at some point, that means it's going to swing back.
Right.
All right? So the point of real change isn't the pendulum, which is what everyone looks at.
Yeah.
It's where it attaches to the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
So if you swing it hard enough, it might shoot over a little bit.
I love
and
that.
that's the change. But it's still going to swing back a little bit.
Right.
So that's how I think of it.
I really like that. Let's get that thing moved along the
Yes.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Wow, very cool. Well, I'm so glad that you guys were able to come here today. We talked about they're very busy. They're on their way to go to the next show tonight.
Go to that-
Yes.
So, yes.
I'm just going to sit around.
Yeah.
They-
Sit
they-
around
This
with
guy
your
has that
feet
for his
up.
Get a chilled adult beverage and watch.
There you go, watch them.
Yeah, I'm going to watch them.
Well, get your tickets. I don't know if they're sold out for tonight or not, but you can check online. Thank you so much for your time, you guys.